Well, hello again, everyone. Hopefully this video finds you well. Me and Ashley are back to look at an offering from AlpineAire. The creamy broccoli cheddar rice.
I like broccoli and cheddar rice a
Was
lot.
this one you picked, or did I pick this one?
It's been so long since we picked it, I honestly don't remember.
Yeah.
But it sounds like something I would pick.
I think that this one was the one that you picked, and then I picked another one with broccoli in it.
Okay.
So we went out and we picked a few meals, some that would appeal more to her than to me. Although I think we both have relatively similar tastes.
Yeah,
Maybe
fairly.
there are some things that I like that you don't, but in general, we'll eat about the same food. But AlpineAire, you can find these a lot at Cabela's, but they are available elsewhere. But I remember first seeing them at Cabela's. And what's bad about broccoli cheddar rice? I don't think anybody has anything against broccoli cheddar rice, right?
I don't.
How could you possibly screw up broccoli cheddar rice?
Just cheese and broccoli and rice.
God, I hope so. AlpineAire in the past, I have had a few. There was one from years ago that it was like I want to say it was like maybe like a barbecue chicken thing, but they put in either flavoring or powder of pineapple.
Oh.
And it was spicy, but it was just like such a punch of pineapple every time you ate it that it wound up actually being a little unpleasant.
Okay.
So AlpineAire sometimes hits it, sometimes they don't. But again, this is a very simple menu, so I would assume that they did this okay. So, a classic comfort comprised of tender broccoli with a creamy cheddar sauce served with rice, 720 calories, 34 grams of protein. It is vegetarian. And one of the things I do like about AlpineAire is they do have these little measuring things along the side of the package. Not everybody does that. Fill lines, that's what I mean. And if you are really new to this, it does help out a lot. Because like, oh, you need 1.5 cups of boiling water. Well, maybe I didn't bring like a measuring cup.
Yeah.
So that can be a little hard. Nutritional information for those of you who get interested in that. And then ingredients list. A lot of ingredients listed there.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
I know some of that's like going over the cheese, breaking down the cheese, carrot, potato. So it looks like there's some other veggies, white onion, celery stalks. I don't know if that'll actually be present or if it's just more in the flavoring. But so it does seem to have a little bit more than just the average cheddar and broccoli and rice. Preparation instructions here. We are looking for 1.75 cups or 14 ounces of boiling water, but they do say you can fill it up to the easy fill line 7, which is down here. That is indeed helpful. And then let stand 10 to 12 minutes, stir and serve. All right. Let's get this out of here. Don't need that. Shake it up so we can get some powder as we sniff.
Yeah, I smell the broccoli. I smell the celery in there too.
Actually, that smells pretty good.
Yeah.
You definitely get the cheddar, and then the broccoli is very, very present. So hopefully this is a hitter.
Yeah, it smells good.
All right, so I'm gonna add my water here. For those of you that are new, follow the instructions on the pouch, but generally I just add enough water to where it kind of looks like it should when it's done, and then add a little bit more to just kind of let it reconstitute, give it that room, and then stir pretty thoroughly. Get all the stuff out of the corners of the pouch. You never want a big old wad of spice mixture just as you're eating. Now, I will say that rice does sap a lot of water.
Yeah.
And I think I might have over added a little bit, but I guarantee that that's going to tighten up very nicely. And I see I might have missed a little bit on the side here. Get everything out of there. But this should tighten up really nicely. I'm already getting the smell off the pouch. It smells pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
All right. Let's button this up here. Let it stand, and then we'll come back and try it out. All right, our creamy broccoli cheddar rice is done. I didn't add any more water to this. When I opened it up about midway, it looked pretty darn good, and it looks pretty good in there.
Yeah.
Still, I would say.
It's nice and creamy.
Yeah, nice and creamy. Okay, we'll add a little bit here, and then reserve some in the bag. We we don't need to eat every single thing, I guess. Well, there are some people that think we do, but anyway. Okay. That's looking good. Definitely seeing quite a bit of carrot. Broccoli's, broken up pretty nicely through there. Let's get into this bad boy. See what it's like. Too much.
The cheese is nice. I like the carrots. I don't know if it's a powdery taste or what you would say, but there's like a little extra, I don't know, different taste in there.
For me, it's way too salty. Like, way too salty. And I think some of that's going to come from the cheese. I believe I read that this had Parmesan in it. It does. It's good, but it's too salty. And it probably could have benefited from being watered down a little bit more.
Okay.
Now, I did note, not necessarily in video, but by eye, I did add more water than the fill line 7 that this requires. So, you see, sometimes when I do this stuff, the experience kicks in. A lot of people get mad about it, but not a lot of people, some people get mad about it. But if I were to follow the instructions, this would have been a clump. And that's not a diss on them. Just sometimes you got to judge what you're doing at the time. But for me, this is like, it's got so much salt in it from the Parmesan and then just the natural salt and sodium that they're going to put in it as a preservative, that it becomes a little bit too much for me. Now, the base flavor is good. I am getting the broccoli, like you said, the cheddar does come through quite a bit. I am getting the Parmesan. The carrot is a nice touch as well,
the
I think.
vegetables stay a little crunchy, which is a nice extra texture in there.
Yeah, they did kind of stay a little crunchy, didn't they?
Yeah.
It's not bad. But yeah, sometimes they're a little bit less crunchy. The rice turned out pretty good. But yeah, for my purposes, if I'm thinking about like trail food, the last thing I want is like a huge hit of salt. Now, the body does need sodium. That's why like Gatorades and all that kind of stuff, the sodium, the potassium to rehydrate. But too much, you're just going to be drinking more water, and maybe you're drinking more water than what you're carrying. So I do care about that kind of stuff. The one other big thing, this is a huge calorie count. 720 calories, eating this alone. That's a big pickup. So that's also like a positive. That's not a negative, that's a positive. Yeah, the only thing I'd say is if I were to do it again, I probably would have watered it down just a little bit, because I think, judging by the vegetables, I think it could have taken a little bit more water.
Yeah, that's fair.
But other than that, it's not like a bad taste.
No, it's not bad at all.
They really did a good job of getting that cheddar cheese through there, because like cheddar can be a very mild flavored cheese. And that extra Parmesan kick, maybe you didn't need that. Maybe that's where the extra salt is. Maybe you didn't need the parm.
Yeah.
But I like it personally. I think it's a good addition. So, thumbs up, thumbs down.
I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, I'd eat it. For sure. Probably it's not my favorite, but it's good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think just a little bit more water, a little bit more time probably would have mellowed this out a little bit. As it sits, it's just a little salty for me. But that's, sometimes people like the saltier side of things. So anyway, if any of you have tried this before, let us know in the comments what your thoughts were. Maybe we're just nuts. If you'd like to send anything to be reviewed on the channel, the P.O. Box is in the description along with the Patreon link. You don't have to support us there, but you can if you want to. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.